So my name is Misty Palmer, and I am the Learning Operations Manager for Advent Health for our entire West Florida division for everything that is clinical, that is non-nursing, but we are going to speak about nursing tonight. So that means that what I really do is I help make sure that we get all our students in and really help them to make lifelong careers with Advent Health. So real quick, I want this to be interactive, so I only have a few slides, but then I'm just going to open it up for questions because it's really about you guys. So I have here at the top extending the healing ministry of Christ because that is our mission at Advent Health, and it's not just something that we put on the wall. We sincerely mean this. Everything is tied back to healing, and really healing is for our patients, which is the obvious, but it's also for our team members. So when we talk about healing, we talk about renewal that is from a spiritual, but it's also from a mental and a physical perspective. So that's a huge part of who we are. So I like to start with that. So that everybody knows, a lot about what our company is about. Because if that is an environment that you're comfortable in, you'll feel right at home. Recently, Advent Health has just been named by Forbes as one of the best employers for new grads for 2022. This just came out, so we're super excited about it. There were 250 companies that were nationwide selected, and we're the only Central Florida hospital that has been ranked. So that's really exciting. We do a lot of work with new grads, and it's showing. And we're just going to play this little 1-minute video, and it's going to tell us really like what it's like to work for Advent Health, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the careers that we have available. So hopefully, fingers crossed, when I push play here, y'all be able to see it.
So the audio, something with the audio on that. And I think, Missy, because are you using an audio where it's plugged in like
I'm not using anything. Is there a way like on Teams where it says share with audio?
Right. Down where your mute button is, you'll see audio settings.
Let's see if this works. Let's try this again. How about now?
Yes, yes.
You deserve a place that understands the depth of your service. A place that knows you can't care for someone else wholly unless you're feeling whole yourself. We see you, the whole you. We see your life beyond these walls. That's why we promise to care for you physically, mentally, and spiritually. We promise competitive pay and paid time off from your very first day. We promise to grow your skills with career development in some of the most advanced facilities in the country. We promise to nurture your growth with debt-free education. And we promise to cultivate an inclusive environment and a network of opportunity. Because when you feel whole, we build a stronger community together. Learn more about joining our team and the actions we're taking for our team members at joinadventhealth.com.
All right, so that is a video that was recently put together to just kind of talk about, what stands us apart. So now I have to figure out how to get back to my slides. Does that work? There we go. All right, so Advent Health has 13 hospitals in this area. So this is just a quick snapshot of all the different hospitals. And you can see that they're in Pasco and Hillsborough County, and there's also some down in the Sebring area and even Ocala. All right, so the first kind of careers that I wanted to bring to you guys were clinical non-nursing careers. So this is super close to me because my background is I'm a medical laboratory scientist. And so a lot of people don't know that exists. So I thought that this might be a good thing to share because so many people think about working in the hospital and they think that you're a doctor or they think that you're a nurse, and there's so much more to it. So just kind of wanted to introduce everybody to some of our very high demand careers that we're seeing everywhere right now. So imaging technologists, that includes nuclear medicine, X-ray, CT, MRI, and ultrasound. All of those careers require an Associate of Science in Radiologic Technology. So that's a 2-year degree. I'm just like putting it out there because sometimes the words, people don't know what that means. So after a 2-year degree, you can work as an X-ray technologist in any of our hospitals. X-ray technologist is really like the entry level imaging career. We do have an exciting program that we're getting ready to launch where we work with X-ray technologists on the job training and education to help them advance from X-ray to CT or MRI. So that's a program that we would put people through that we help to learn to grow people. And that's an extra test that you get taken, an extra license. But this is a good foundation is definitely that X-ray technology degree. We're seeing huge openings in this career right now. There's just not enough people to do what we need to do. Respiratory therapists. So again, that's an Associate of Science. This one's in respiratory therapy, and it is a 2-year degree. New for 2024, we're just getting ready to launch, is that we are starting an apprenticeship and residency program for new grads. So this means from the second you finish school, actually before, because we're hiring people before they're even finished with school, that you'll be able to come in and start working, work on your career right away with AdventHealth. So there's some financial benefits also, and some sign-on bonuses, and so respiratory therapy is exciting. For those that don't know, respiratory therapists deliver oxygen throughout the hospital, and that's done in very many ways. But oxygen is the largest drug that is actually given in the hospital. It is a drug. So I think respiratory therapy really had a spotlight put on it with the pandemic, because that is a respiratory illness. So huge demands for respiratory therapists. For anybody that's interested in science and they like the idea of working in healthcare, but they don't really want to touch the patient, I'm one of them. So I can raise my hand here. I'm a medical laboratory scientist, and that's what this career is. It does require a bachelor's degree, and I put that out there and I say, look for a Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science. You would be surprised if you don't ask for it. A lot of people don't know about it. So what we're finding right now is we have so many students that are going to college and they are graduating with degrees in biology and chemistry and biomedical sciences, and they can't find a job when they come out. Or if they can find a job, they're underemployed. So, and a lot of times they come to us and they're working as our laboratory assistants in the lab because they're not qualified to do the science that is taking care of the patients, but they never knew it existed. So from the get-go, I would look for a program that has a Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science, and USF absolutely does. But if you did get your bachelor's degree in an area of science such as biology or chemistry, there's a few programs nearby that will do an extra year following that to get you ready for your national certification and your state licensure. So as I said, that's one of those hidden gems that people don't know really exist in healthcare. And then I put physical therapists on here, and that is a bachelor's degree. We're seeing a shortage all across the board, but these are just some, and there's many careers that are available in healthcare that are not nursing. All right. And of course, technology. And everybody laughs at the 40-year-old in the room. Okay. I did go ahead and put on here nursing careers in AdventHealth. We have an amazing residency program, and we'll talk about that on the next slide. We had 540 new nurses, brand new out-of-school nurses, start with AdventHealth in 2022. So it's very exciting what we're doing in the nursing world right now. We're actually on set to be accredited for that program, and there is nobody in the state that is accredited for a graduate nurse residency program. So we have a very strong nursing background. This is a program that we just started here, which is as a patient care tech or an AdventHealth nurse tech. So a lot of you might already be trained for that right now. I know that you have several magnet schools that maybe you'll come out and you'll be licensed as CNAs or patient care techs. Well, we have a great program to take people from this space and help them become nurses. So you can start with us as an Advent Health nurse tech. You can work 1 shift per week and you qualify for tuition reimbursement for nursing school. So this is a very good opportunity for people out there, and it's exciting. And then here, nursing careers. So the nursing residency program, like I told you, it's 500 and whatever I said, I think it's 40 something new nurses that we started last year. What benefits of this program show is that we're providing safer patient care. We're increasing the retention of our nurses because they feel comfortable, they have confidence, they have satisfaction, they have improvement with their critical decision making. And you can see here that it includes all the methods recommended by many top-notch organizations. I can't really say enough about that nursing residency program. It has really taken off and has really received national kudos, and we're right here in your backyard. And I think there's just one more and then we'll take questions. Yeah, so I just included here walk-in Wednesdays. So every Wednesday from 10 to 12, you can show up at any Advent Health facility and you can walk in with a resume and somebody will sit down and talk to you. So that means for any jobs that we currently have openings for. Even if you don't know if we have an opening and you don't really know where you'll fit in, bring a resume, sit down with somebody and we'll be happy to help you. And that's every Wednesday from 10 to 12. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop sharing and I'm going to open it up for questions. Is there anyone that have any questions about careers in healthcare or about Advent Health specifically? I'd love to answer them.
My daughter did what you said. She graduated from USF with that, I don't know, one of those
Biomedical
degrees.
sciences.
Well, she wants to basically go in to be a doctor. She's
Right.
but she walked in on a Wednesday and she's a anesthesia tech over at the Wesley Chapel one. So
That's nice. So
she has so much fun doing it.
and that biomedical sciences degree, I think a lot of people think that they are going to go in and they're going to go to medical school or vet school or dental school. And then that doesn't always work out exactly how they'd like. And then they have a bachelor's degree that they've invested all this time and money in and they can't make a living.
Right.
So that's why I kind of put those things out there ahead of time so people know that they do exist.
Mm-hmm. But it's exactly what you said. That's what she did and it worked. And they found a spot for her. So
absolutely. So we're definitely looking for mission-centered, good people to help us care for good people. Mm-hmm. So it's all about the community. Let's see in the chat here.
You got it?
I do. Can you talk more about the residency program for someone who is considering going to PHSC to get their AA in nursing? Absolutely. So I am not a nurse by trade, but I do work with nurses. So I am the only non-work. We have 160 nurse residency educators and we have me. So we're just starting to build out everything that's non-nursing right now. But in the nursing space, our nurse residency program starts where we hire you right before you've even graduated and before you've passed boards. So you come on board and you can start right away learning what you need to do. So it's a 12-month program. And what that means is that you're taking care of patients at the time. It's usually at the beginning of the program. It starts where you'll more be like learning things in the classroom and learning simulations more than you'll be at the bedside. And then it transitions as the time goes on where you're more at the bedside, 100% at the bedside with the patient. But it's working with a one-on-one preceptor where you will be in a married state, meaning there will somebody 100% be with you the entire time. So that gives you that confidence for a new nurse. And let's see, what else can I talk to you about that? Like I said, we are on the process of getting accredited because it's been so successful and there are no other accredited residency programs in the area. So it's really taking off and we've got great feedback.
So do you have to already be in nursing school in order to be hired on with the residency program?
Yes. So what a nurse residency program is, it is for those that have already graduated from a nurse program and they don't have their licensure yet, because usually it takes a couple months, to go ahead and do that. But this is after we would reach out to you because we have all these networks everywhere sometime during your last year of school.
And do students ever, let's say out of high school, do they ever get like a job at the hospital and have Advent like maybe help pay for schooling? Yes.
Absolutely. So we have
Okay.
an amazing tuition reimbursement program, and we also have direct pay, which means you don't have to pay it first and wait for it to get paid back. If you are, we have a whole network of schools that will take payment directly from Advent Health, so you don't even have to bother with it. Um, Usually, those are for full-time employees, but with nursing specifically on that slide that I had earlier, you can see that if you agree to work as a nurse tech one shift per week, so that's 12 hours, one shift per week, that you will be eligible for that tuition support right away from day one. And that's a great opportunity for someone that's going to school full time, and we're helping them pay for their school right from the beginning.
So that, okay, just so that I understand. So like I have my daughter, she's a junior, so she'll be a senior next year. If she were to apply for any job, let's say like a clerical job at the hospital, she would also need to work one shift.
No.
And
So that one
okay.
shift is specifically for nurse techs. So that's specifically for someone that is going to
Oh,
work as a
okay.
nurse, a patient care technician. If she
Okay.
had a job in anything else, then usually they do have some tuition reimbursement, a certain percentage that is for part-time employees and some that is for full-time employees. But we wanted to make an opportunity for people who wanted to be nurses but needed help paying right away but couldn't
Right.
invest a ton of time. You can't work 40 hours a week if you're going to school full time. So that's why we created that patient care technician role where you only have to work 12 hours a week, and we will still offer complete tuition reimbursement or direct pay.
Okay.
I see in the chat here, it says, do you have any volunteer opportunities for high schoolers? So you have to be 18 to volunteer. So that's a thing. So we do have tons of high school volunteers that are, seniors or during the summer. I actually had quite a few in the laboratory. So we have a robust volunteer program, but again, you do have to be 18 years old for that. Right. Is there anything else that I can help y'all with? I have 3 students in Pasco County Schools, 2 high schoolers and a middle school. So I told them I was doing this today, and they said, don't tell anybody who you are. So, all right. Well, Marcy, should I put I'd like to offer my contact information for anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Should I just go ahead and type it in the chat? Is that appropriate?
Very appropriate.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you my email. And if you email me and you're interested in talking more, then we can, of course, we can move to like a text format, because I know that's most for everybody. But I think I'll start with the email here. And you see my name is spelt a little funky there. It's mistie.palmer@adventhealth.com. And I'd love to speak with any of you. I will be at 2 different high schools next month. I think it's Fauvet, if that's
5A.
5A and Kirkland Ranch.
Yes.
So I will be there presenting and sharing more career opportunities next month.
Okay.